Morning, everybody, and welcome to the Tinkerverse. So today we're going to take a look at LightBurn again, and we're going to look at all the different ways to delete, erase, crop, trim, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to talk about how to remove details from your images in LightBurn. So let's dive right into it. Okay, so here we are in LightBurn, and I've got two different image types on the screen. I've got a bitmap image, which is just a copy and paste of a graphic that I had on my computer. And you can see it's in image mode. And then what I did is I traced that to give me an SVG version or a vectorized version over here that we can interact with. So we're going to look at all the different ways to actually delete details or remove portions of these images. So let's start out with the vectors. All right, so just after tracing, and you'll see there's a lot of detail in here, but every time I click on one of these, it lights up the whole thing. So the first thing I want to do is do an ungroup. So I can either do a Control U to ungroup, and you'll notice that my little marching ants changed. So before they were kind of a dash dot dot dash dot dot. Once I ungroup, so I can either Control U, or I can come up top to this little single person icon here, and that will ungroup as well. So now when I click on an object in the drawing, I have individual pieces. So I can click on something like this, for example. I can either highlight it, I can click on it, and then just hit the delete key. And so that's the easiest way to clean up a file, is just to ungroup your shapes and go in and click and delete whatever you don't want. So that's the most basic option. Now my second option is going to be cut shapes. So let's say I want to take out a big portion of this, and this is not going to be very practical, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to draw a box over a good portion of that there. And so now what I can do is I can select my original object, and actually I want to regroup that again. So let me get this out of the way. And I want this to be grouped. So I'm going to hit Control G to regroup that, or I could hit the little multiple people icon up top and that would regroup it. So now it's grouped again. And I'm going to put that right about there. Okay. So now if I grab the object or the shape or the drawing and then click on my tool. So what I've done is I've created a little cookie cutter. And this can be any shape I want. It can be polygon, a star, a circle, a square, it doesn't matter. This is, I've created this, the equivalent of a cookie cutter. So I'm going to push this down through the image and I'm going to separate everything that's within this shape. So let me grab my object, let me grab my shape, and I'm going to go to Tools, Cut Shapes, or you can do Alt-Shift-C from the hotkeys. And now what I have is I have two completely distinct pieces of art. So that separated out all of this other stuff, and now I just have this standalone piece. The trick with this, though, is when I did that, if you notice, it left me all these open shapes. So if I were to try to fill this and engrave this, it doesn't know how to fill it because those shapes aren't closed. So what I can actually do, let me undo a couple times here and get back to, okay, so now we're back to before I cut it. And I'm going to move this to a fill layer. And with a fill layer, now when I push my shape down through it to cut it, and I pull that out, if I switch that back to, I'm going to push both of these back to a line layer, and now you can see it's actually closed my shapes. So if you want, when you cut your shapes out, if you want them to be closed, make sure you do a cut on a layer that's set to fill, and you can just change that up here, obviously. But now you see when I change it back to fill, everything shows filled. So, you know, if you do it on a line layer, it'll result in open shapes. If you do it on a fill layer, it will result in closed shapes. Okay, so let me undo all that. All right. So that's number 2. So we've had ungroup and delete, we've had cut shapes. Now we're going to look at Boolean subtract. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put a shape over it. And then I'm going to select both of those. And I'm actually going to bring up my Boolean assistant. So my Boolean assistant, I have obviously my union, my intersection, my subtract. So I can click through these and see what I want to do. So depending on what I want, I can do a union. I can do just the intersection. I can do a subtraction, um, or subtract B from A or subtract A from B, and that's how you select it. A is the first thing you select, B is the second thing. So you can play with your Boolean assistant and find other ways to delete or mask a vector image, similar to how we're going to take a look at image masking in a few minutes. So that's option number 3. So now we've got ungroup and delete, we've got cut shapes, and we've got Boolean subtract. Obviously, the difference between the Boolean operators and uh, the cut shapes is that cut shapes leaves me with a separate cut shapes leaves me with a separate piece, whereas the Booleans are destructive in that they actually remove and mask out or just completely remove the pieces that were acted upon. So, all right, so there we go. So now we've got that. Next up, we've got the new trim tool. So 1.7 introduced, or 1.6 introduced the trim tool. So let me ungroup this again. So I'm going to Control U, and you'll see I go from dash dot dot back to all solid dashes. So these are all individual components. And I want to come in here and I want to use the trim tool. So I'm going to click on my scissors, and when I hover over, it's actually going to show me an outline of what it's going to trim. So if I want to trim, pieces off, I can come in here and just clip through this and trim off pieces. If I want to get rid of, entire sections, I can do that. If I'm working with something that, let me just draw some spaghetti out here. So if I'm working with something like this, I can trim back to the nearest intersection and trim off my tag ends, for example. So the trim tool is really powerful, and it's great that it actually shows you what it's going to do, and gives you that intuitive visual of what it's going to remove as you go through and trim pieces. Okay, so next up is kind of a deeper dive into what the trim tool is actually doing, and that's node editing. So let me come into here, and I'm going to go into node editing. And now, so I've got all my nodes. So there's a bunch of things you can do in node editing. I can hover over just a node and hit the D key, and it'll delete that node. Or I can hover over a line segment between the nodes, hit D, and it'll delete that line segment. So if I'm going to be doing some manipulation, let's say I want to connect, I don't know why I'd want to do this, but let's say I want to connect his wing up to the main on his back. So I can come in here, delete this, and then drag this over and reattach it over there. And so that allows me to manipulate vector graphics by manipulating the nodes. So now I could come in here and go into my node editing, and I'm going to start deleting off the things between those. And I can actually highlight a bunch and hit D for delete. So now I've got that. And then I would join these. So under edit, I could do an Alt J or just join, edit. And what you'll see here, and there's a little tag end to clean up. So let me go back into node editing, and I'm going to delete that. And there you go. So now I've just kind of joined all of this together as one shape. So I was able to delete that and kind of redirect my lines to other places. So node editing, again, really powerful doing that. Last up, we've got image masking. So now we're done with the vector graphics. We're not working with shapes and nodes anymore. We're working with a bitmap image. So this is a piece of clip art or a picture or something that you've, that you want to work with, a PNG, JPEG, TIFFs, whatever. And let's say I want to apply a square mask to this. So I'm going to come through and I'm going to draw, actually I'm going to draw it as a rectangle just so it's obvious. And so now I've drawn a shape over it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mask. And similar to like if you're framing a picture and putting a mask, a board, around the picture to hide what's not, um, what's not in the center of the shape. So I'll come here, I'll select my graphic, I'll select my shape, right click and say apply mask. And so what you'll see is that it's actually masking out whatever's not in the middle of that shape. So I can come in here and I can change that shape, um, and get to something I want and move that around. And then when I'm happy with it, so let's say I want it right there, I can commit this. So up to now, it's not destructive. So, you can see my image is still out there. I can still manipulate my mask. But if I want to commit this, I can right click on this, right click on the image and say flatten image mask. So flatten image mask now commits it. So now all the rest of the information is gone. I've deleted or cropped or trimmed everything around it. And this is what I'm left with, is whatever that shape is. So, again, you can use just about any shape. So if I want to come in here and put an oval over this, I can apply a mask there, get it where I want it, right click, flatten image mask, and now that's all I've got is what the oval intersected. So that's all the different ways that I know of, and there may be some other more interesting ways to do this, but these are all the basic ways to do deletes, trims, masks, erasing, as it were, within LightBurn. So hopefully this helps you guys out, and we'll catch you next time.